I think your mindset can carry you through so much in your life. What's up YouTube? It's Ben, and in this video I want to go through the 5 mindset shifts that I've adopted to take me from wheelchair to world ready. The most significant event in my life happened over 3 years ago when I woke up in hospital with no memory of the previous 2 weeks of my life. Doctors didn't know how my recovery would look, and I didn't know who I would become. But for me, I saw recovery as a mission to rebuild myself. These are mindset shifts that I've learned from my own learning from books and my own experience over the past few years, and I want to share them because I feel like they've made my life a lot better. The first and one of the main mindset shifts I've made over the past few years is around failure. I always tried to avoid failure and thought that if I did fail, it kind of said something about me, but I realized that that is not the way to look at it at all. Ironically, I think before I properly embraced this mindset, I created this book when I was in hospital, and on the front cover it says failure is not the opposite of success. Failure is part of success. And at the time I thought it looked cool, so I chose that, but that's only become more and more topical as I've come through recovery. I would say before my accident, things came quite naturally to me. I was quite sporty, quite fluent. So having this injury definitely was difficult at first because it kind of changed my identity and how I saw myself. I grew up playing football. I did a bit of sprinting, so when I was learning to walk and kind of had to learn to speak properly again, it was really quite discouraging. But thankfully, I think from the consistency I learned from gymming, I knew that with consistency it will improve. In the beginning of my recovery, when I tried to do the same activities and exercise as before, like playing football or even snooker, it was quite embarrassing or discouraging whenever I was nowhere near as good as I used to be. But I've learned to accept that if I don't practice things, how can I expect to be good at them? I know I truly believe that if I want to be good at something, I will be, but if I practice, I don't feel like a failure if I'm not good at things that I don't practice all the time. I used to use failure as a label, but really, now my attitude is, okay, learn from it and move on. Failure is just data. That's all it is. The next mindset shift sort of links to failure because it is that your attitude shapes your reality. This means that you shouldn't let failure determine how you move going forward. Your attitude is the lens through which you experience life. I've learned about this quite a bit over the past few years because my injury was a brain injury. So therefore, I really found as much information as I could about influencing your brain and your mindset positively. This is one that you can't really believe until you experience it. It's just so obvious to me because I used to be in the scarcity and negative mindset, and now knowing the power of your brain and the influence that your attitude has on achieving what you want to achieve, I think this is so powerful, and you need to trust the process with this one. Right before my accident happened, life was happening to me. I was exhausted, working like crazy, grinding and not taking time to reflect. I feel like in recovery from my accident, I have had time to reflect, and now life is happening for me. I'm responsible for how I respond to things. A big part of this mindset shift is reframing negative situations into opportunities, because your mindset really determines whether you will grow from something or crumble under it and keep crumbling under it in the future. The next mindset shift that has become so much more obvious in this recovery is that consistency and your priorities determine how successful you are in what you want to achieve. Consistency has been a baseline in recovery because I've learned how important it is with going to the gym for years, but I've really learned the importance of priorities because whatever you prioritize will grow. Despite how badly I was injured in the car accident, I actually got into the best physique I've ever been in after the accident, and I've sort of maintained that, and I don't think that's because of motivation, it's because I prioritized it. I've learned that consistency beats intensity. You can have the best workout plan in the world, but if you can't stick to it, the one that's half as good will be so much better. I've learned to zoom out and think long term. I think a lot of people don't achieve what they want to achieve because they're not prioritizing it enough. They're not incapable of achieving it, but what they say matters doesn't match what they're prioritizing. It's very difficult, but you have to be conscious and aware of what you're doing. Does your daily habits match who you're trying to become? And lastly, on consistency. Being consistent can be mundane and boring and tedious, but I do think it can produce incredible results. And going forward, I have that in mind when things do get boring and slow, because I would have never pictured the condition that I'm in now at the start of my recovery. The next mindset shift I've used more in the past year as I've came a little bit through recovery, and that is shifting from a scarcity mindset into an abundance mindset. I found the abundance mindset to be a lot more healthy for your mental health. I think a lot of us, and I've had the scarcity mindset growing up, thinking opportunities were limited, and it's based around fear, hoarding time and hoarding opportunities because you don't think you have many. But I think that mindset keeps you small. I'm fortunate that I've done some traveling, and that has really changed this mindset in me a lot. It opened my worldview. It made me realize that there are opportunities everywhere, opportunities to enjoy life at any time. But if you do the work, you can enjoy it. The abundance mindset is so beneficial because it removes the desperation to get everything right now. It gives you calmness, confidence, seeing the potential in things, and no pressure or stress. It lets you take imperfect action without fear, which is so important. I think the scarcity mindset blocks you from making positive decisions. It's very encouraging having the abundance mindset because it makes you realize that you have more chances than you think, but you only have access to them when you stop acting out of fear. And the fifth mindset shift that I've made in recovery is the realization that life has seasons. So to work hard when you have to, because that will let you enjoy life when you choose. Before my accident, I was working 16-hour days, and I don't think I was aware that life had seasons. I was burnt out and lonely, trying to maximize how much I could earn, and I thought that life would be like that forever, which led to very poor mental health. I do think some periods of time require discipline, sacrifice, and tunnel vision, but you don't have to live in that season forever. I'm still very young, but my attitude before the accident was grind for 30 or 40 years and enjoy retirement. But when I nearly died, that changed my mindset quite a lot. That's why I just want to experience more life. I now think seasons can be split up into building phases, stability phases, trying new things phases, and enjoyment phases. And I don't think you have to enjoy every season, but you need to understand its purpose and embrace it. Over the past few years, I think I've had a recovery season, a physique transformation season, an education season, a self-development season, a travel season, and at the minute I think I'm in my trying new things season. So to summarize these mindset shifts, failure is feedback, your attitude is your lens, consistency is your baseline, having an abundance mindset is your default, and whatever season you're in will determine your routine. I think if you can adopt even one of these mindset shifts, your recovery, your confidence, or your entire life will change. Comment below what season of life that you're in. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Peace.